Yeah, I like that.
I put them like direct in the middle of it.
Okay.
So the brakes are like alternating. The pencils are the ones that aren't confirmed. These are, those are the girls' apprentice folders that they use like every day.
They use it every day.
For the most part, they go.
Okay, so idea.
Yeah.
See? Let's look at the light box. Hi, see? Hi. Another one?
Yeah.
It's like Medusa season here, right?
Medusa, and it's funny because he's working on a few. So I got the Medusa, then I got a blueberry branch, and then he's got hibiscus like me, and then he's got a pineapple.
Hi. Oh shit, you seen this? Yes. That's so good.
Thank you.
Hi, honey.
I don't use
My name is Sara Sanchez, and I am co-founder and chief operating officer at Chakra Tattoos. I knew I wanted to start my own business when I was like 13. My sister and her husband at the time owned their own business, and I looked up to her a lot. Oh, okay, that's a great story. Let me give you a little background information on that. My daughter was bit in the face by our dog a few years ago, right? Like right during the pandemic, right? When the pandemic was starting, she got bit in the face. And then during the pandemic, we were closed down here, and we had an opportunity to work with a wound care center in a hospital in Montclair. And we went in, and the nurse introduced me to this lady who had been attacked by a dog, but like right here, like right where her eyebrow was. She's like, "Do you think you can help her?" And I remember feeling like, oh my God, I have to help this lady. Like, how can I help her? And everything kind of just clicked for me. I was like, I know how I can help her. I'm gonna do more permanent makeup. Also during that time, I was feeling like I wasn't contributing enough to the business. I had created enough systems and kind of trained well enough that I now had more free time, and I wanted to be able to utilize that and bring value to the business. It was nauseating. It was a nightmare. I went to a school that was well rated. However, that is not the experience that I had at all. I actually had quite like a terrifying experience there. I remember my first eyeliner, I had like a full-on panic attack, like vomiting in the bathroom. I couldn't believe I was actually gonna do this. I felt very unprepared to do it, if that makes any sense. So yeah, my first experience was one that would probably make someone run for the hills. It wasn't cool, but I fought through that, and I graduated from that school, and then I took a lot of like private training. It's awesome. It's definitely been a lot of work. It's not something that is easy right off the bat, and it's not for everyone, right? I feel like it works for us because we both respect what we do. So I respect his art, and he respects how I run the business, and it just works, right? We also don't bring work home, if that makes sense. So if we have a disagreement here about something that should have gone this way and went that way, we leave it here. We don't take that home. And I think that that's really big for us. The way that we communicate when we're here versus the way that we communicate at home is different, you know? Okay, so when I met my husband, he was working for a tattoo shop, and I just felt like he had so much talent and had so much personality, had built so many relationships with his clients that he could kind of venture out on his own. And so I kind of planted that seed and was like, hey, you know, maybe you should kind of do your own thing. And I'm sure his boss was like, this lady. But during that time, he wasn't really financially stable. So I put my money where my mouth was, you know what I mean? I was able to kind of help him invest in himself to come up with something bigger. And we were, you know, in a point in our relationship where it was either like, you either sit on the pot or get up, you know what I mean? And he was just like, all right, you know, let's create a vision together. Let's work on something together. He trusted me to do what I do, and I trusted him to kind of like rise to the occasion, and it worked. Oh my God. They are like my go-to. That's my motive. That is the reason why we do this. Like, generational wealth is so important for me. I'm an immigrant, and my mom struggled so hard while we were growing up that I remember thinking, like, I don't want my kids to go through this. I was a young mom, and so I wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to provide a good life for our children. And my husband really stepped up to the occasion and was like, all right, let's do this for the kids. We do it for the kids. We do it for our grandkids and our great-grandkids, and we do it for not only our family, but other people's family, if that makes sense, right? Because we've created this little economy around us that really feeds other people. It feeds other people's families, and that's beautiful. That's bigger than just him and us and our kids. It's kind of like a little community thing we have going on here. My first tattoo, oh my God. My first tattoo was a tramp stamp. I was 18 and I thought I was being smart. I went to the city because that's where everybody gets, their tattoos, and I got a tramp stamp of my son's name on my lower back, and the wings were all crooked, and it was just as you grow, you're like, shit, why would I put that there? But I did. It's covered now, but I did do that.
What was the cover that you got?
A back piece. So Smiley worked on an entire back piece for me. We're still not finished with it, but work in progress. My handpiece. My handpiece is my favorite piece. I feel like it was so liberating for me. So I first got henna when I was pregnant with my daughter, and I was still working corporate, and my husband kept pushing for me to quit. He was like, I think we could do it. I was having a lot of health issues at the same time, so he was like, just fucking do it, just quit. And the day that I decided that I was actually gonna be like, all right, it's better for my family, for my health, if I just not do this anymore. I got the first part, which is the henna part of it. And then I got it done, and I was like, I feel like it's missing something. And he was like, I got you. And he did this beautiful peony in the back, and I love it. It's like, it was my liberating piece. It kind of freed me from that corporate environment that I was in. Don't drink coffee. Stop it. Read the memo. We send you out information prior to you getting tattooed. So it's really, really important that you do not come in here caffeinated. If I can forego the coffee, you can forego the coffee. What else? Get rest. Don't tan. Don't come here with flaky skin from tanning, because then we have to turn you away and you're gonna be really upset. And I think, hydrate. Don't drink caffeine before you come here, and don't go tanning. That's it. I had worked compliance for 10 years. So I worked in a corporate setting for a really, really long time. I also did some trade monitoring, which was kind of cool. Compliance was really always my thing. And from my understanding, in the corporate world, it's really hard to get into compliance. I got kind of thrown into compliance and never really made it out of that. I think it kind of worked out for me though, because I understand the importance of compliance. And I think that has also helped our business in many ways, especially because we're the only ones in this township. And there's a lot of rules and regulations that we have to comply by. Oh my God, I pray. Yeah, I think I try to get to know my client a little bit, their backstory, why they want to do this, kind of make them feel comfortable, because after all, it is a tattoo on your face. You're getting your face tattooed, you know what I mean? You have to trust somebody incredibly to let them just kind of go in and pray for the best. My favorite team memory. Oh my God, Philadelphia. 2 years ago, I think, it was the first time that we were able to really bring the whole team out. And I say, I always say that Philly does something for us. It cleanses us. It gets us ready for that new year. Philly normally is that first quarter. And I feel it was different this time. We all shared a house. We had a beautiful experience. The place was booming. We were packed. Everybody worked really closely together. That was great. And then we had a situation that had happened, and we handled it back at the house. And I feel that was the first time that my team really looked at me and understood how important what we do is to me. And I think that kind of set the foundation for the team that we have now, for sure. I love this place. This is my safe space. I love that we get to help people. I love that we get to see new people. I love that I get to see people grow. I've seen my husband grow leaps and bounds here, but Ace and Lisa and Brian and everybody here has kind of flourished into this beautiful thing, and it's just been honestly an honor to watch it happen. It's cool here. My biggest goal for my company. Oh my God, so many. Obviously, I want to be able to expand into different towns and into different cities, maybe even different countries, but I want us to kind of change things in the industry. There's a lot of gatekeeping here in our industry, and I feel like that needs to change. There's so many people out here, and there's so much talent that I want to be able to kind of facilitate that transition between where somebody is and where they want to be from an artist perspective, right? Customer service is number one for us here. It's always going to be. So we cater to the client, but my main goal is to impact the lives of artists on like a larger scale. Yes, I did. However, I did not see it this soon. I feel like we got a really slow start here. It was the first year was tough. Rodrigo really stuck it out with us because there's no walk-ins here. It's all marketing. It's all, everybody who gets here is either like word of mouth or they saw us on Instagram or Google or something. So he really had like a rough 3 months trying to get this place started, him and Smiley. But COVID happened and then we went boom. And since then, it's been like, oh my God, I'm like 2 years ahead of my curve. That's crazy. So yeah, it's been a really big blessing to see how quickly things kind of manifest when you keep your head down and just get to work. Therapy, no. Find good business partners. It's not always in your best interest to work with your significant other. It works for us. That doesn't mean it works for everyone. Make sure that all hands that are in the pot are contributing to where you want to go into the vision. Hire slow, fire fast. That's something that I've learned, and I live by that. I take my time hiring someone, and if I see it's not working, it's not working. Capital. Make sure you have enough capital, because this place took a really long time to get open. So I think it's capital, having the right people like on your team, and that includes hiring and firing people as you grow. Pay your taxes. Yeah, I think that's it. Also, there are a lot of resources available for small businesses. All you have to do is Google, and they're free. So you can get training, you can get mentorship, you can take seminars, you can do all these things virtually and for free. So there's really no excuse as to why you're not following through with that whole, I want to open my own business. Okay, so take that next step. I appreciate y'all. Like, y'all are making my dreams come true. Y'all are making their dreams come true. I'm gonna get very emotional. It's such a blessing. Yeah, that's it. Because I'm gonna cry.